big thing. I'll tell you, in my opinion, people go, what's going to make Bitcoin catch on to everything where everybody uses it? And I've thought about this question a lot. So when we started, we did not want to use Visa or MasterCard or wire transfers. We wanted to do everything based on Bitcoin. A lot of people thought that was crazy. Most people didn't understand what Bitcoin was. So we had to teach them about Bitcoin. We had to help them buy Bitcoin, set up a Bitcoin wallet, show them how to use the Bitcoin. We literally had to walk everybody step by step and educate every single person. Still have to do that today for most people that we introduce this business to. But we now have, I don't know, 1.3 million positions. Some people have more than one spot, so I figure we have 600,000 or 700,000 actual people in Bitclub Network. Every single one of those people have a wallet, know how to buy, know how to sell, know how to transfer Bitcoin. And we've educated probably 90% of our members on how to do that. Did not know how to do it before Bitclub. We forced 700,000 people to use Bitcoin. What's going to really, I think, make Bitcoin become where everybody starts using it is when super big companies like an Apple, like Xbox, Google, Microsoft, big franchises, like huge entities, when they start saying, okay, no more Visa, MasterCard, no more cash, we're only going to accept Bitcoin or Ethereum or Bitcoin Cash, and now you have 50 million people that use that service, that want to keep using that service, now they're forced to start using Bitcoin, that's when we're going to see crazy mass adoption. And we're not far from that because Visa and MasterCard, just the fees that businesses have to deal with all the time. If I want to use my Visa or MasterCard at a business, they're like, oh, we got to charge an extra 3%, charge an extra 4%. I was at a store the other day and they were like, oh, it's extra 3%. And I'm like, never mind, I don't want it. And they were like, and I was making a purchase for like $6,000. I was like, never mind, forget it. And they were like, oh, wait. And so they ended up taking the fee off of there because I was like, well, I'm not going to buy it then. So they ate the fee. But most businesses do not want to eat those fees, and they're not going to eat those fees. And when consumers start doing what I did and say, never mind, I'm not going to buy from you, they're going to figure out a way to accept payment without any fees. The way to do that is with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. That's when we're going to see the mass adoption. And again, I don't think we're that far away. Another couple of years away from that actually starting to happen. And when that does happen, and some of you might not have seen me do meetings before, if you're ever doing a meeting with a big group of people, I'm going to give you a couple questions to ask, to show you where Bitcoin's really going. Who here was using the internet every day 25 years ago? Raise your hand. Okay. Raise your hand if you do not use the internet every day now. Huh. 25 years ago, nobody used it. Today, every single person uses it. 25, 30 years ago, how many businesses accepted Visa and MasterCard? Almost nobody. Now, all businesses basically have to accept Visa and MasterCard to be in business. So we can see these technologies that nobody used, and now a few years later, everybody uses. Bitcoin's going to be the exact same way. Right now, few people use it, can't accept it everywhere. Just give it another 5 years or so, and everywhere will accept it. Every single person will be using it. And people that say to me now, well, I can't use Bitcoin everywhere. When you can, that is when the opportunity is over. At that point, you are only a user. We don't want to be only users. We want to be on the beginning end of this thing. And I have looked for so many different ways on how I can make money in the cryptocurrency space. I can't find it. I'm not a programmer. Before BitClub, I didn't have a lot of money, so I couldn't be an investor and invest in programmers. And so I had to find a way that I could use sales to grow this, like to make some money. And the mining is the way I found. And so people say to me all the time, Russ, the mining earnings are so low. Since we started 4 years ago, the mining earnings have always been low. Everybody has complained to me since we started about the mining earnings.
Exactly.
Literally since the day we started. Find someone that joined 4 years ago and ask them if they're happy with their payouts. Every single person that joined 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, every single person is happy. When you look at it one day, nobody's happy. When you look back 2 years, every single person's happy. I meet people all the time that are rich, that want to put huge money into BitClub. There's one guy right now in Indonesia. He wants to put in, he wants to buy a Mega Monster spot, $20 million or $10 million. I'm like, why? And he's like, well, I'm in copper mining. It's like, okay. He's like, I think he put in $20 million 5 years ago. And not only has he made no return, every year he has to put in more money. Literally, he started here, like, he put in this much, and the payback has not been anything. Literally, every year he puts in more and gets deeper and deeper and deeper in the hole every single year. I mean, people that start printing business, put in $50,000, 8 years later, have zero return of their $50,000, have not made back $100 of their $50,000. Starting businesses are hard. All these restaurants, you think these restaurants make $1 million a year in profit? No way. They make little tiny money. We have a business that, in the world of network marketing, there's all these scams that make all these promises, and so networkers get their expectations of, well, this is what the payout should be. But all those deals only pay out for a little while, and then literally they're gone because they're not based on real profits of a business. People think our mining earnings are low, and what's crazy is the richest people in the world keep putting more money into mining. All the hedge funds out there, you guys don't realize, are investing in mining right now. It's not very profitable right now. But when all of a sudden that price jumps up the next time, we're only using, well, right now, if we mine this much Bitcoin, our electricity bill is that much. When all of a sudden Bitcoin's worth more, it takes a lot less Bitcoin to pay the bills. It's just math. And so even though the price is low right now, everybody's ramping up. I got guys texting me literally all the time, Russ, do you guys need to sell your Bitcoin for buying more equipment? I said, no, we use our Bitcoin, we actually pay all of our bills, our electricity, buying new equipment, everything we pay Bitcoin. They're like, oh wow, you guys are really lucky, most people can't do that. And so all the time people are like, I got buyers that want to buy 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 Bitcoin all the time. Nobody's ever coming to me going, Russ, I got a guy that wants to sell 10, 20, 30,000 Bitcoin. Nobody wants to sell. All these big buyers are trying to buy under the counter. I'm like, tell them to go on the open market and buy it. It'll make the price go up. But everybody's doing, so mining companies that can't pay their electric in Bitcoin like we can, they're literally selling their Bitcoin. That's what's keeping this price kind of down right now. But the next onslaught is going to be even bigger than the one we just saw when it went from 1,000 to 20,000. Now we come back down to 6. The next one, I don't know what's going to happen. 40, 50, 60, 70,000, and then it'll probably come back to 20,000. Then the next one, I don't know where that's going to go, and it'll probably come sit down at 50 or 60,000. Like, literally we have a room full of people that are going to be multi-millionaires, and most of you guys don't even realize it yet. If you'd have talked to, Shaimi and Sadik and Shah and Dato and all these other guys, and you would have told us where we would be 4 years ago, where we would be today, none of us would have believed you. We had goals of making, a few $1 million. And all of us we never thought that was going to happen. We had guys, look, there are people in this room that had a job making 4,000, 4 or 5,000 ringgit, 6,000 ringgit a month a year ago. And now they're multimillionaires. That, like, in this room right now. So, for those of you that haven't been here working with us for the past 3 or 4 years, you've only been for 1 year or 6 months, you guys are going through a hard time right now, and I love it. Because all of us that are multimillionaires, we went through a hard time. I don't even think it's fair if you become a millionaire and don't go without sleep for 3 days, at least 1 or 2 times. It's not fair. It's not supposed to be easy to become a millionaire. It's supposed to be really, really hard. That's why there's so few millionaires. And so everybody's always like, Russ, give everybody motivation. Look, man, people say they want to be rich. You just got to figure out, are you saying it or do you really mean it? I really meant it. Rashaimi really meant it. Sadik really meant it. Shaw really meant it. Like, we took it serious. When people would question us, we keep going. So many times Rashaimi, Russ, this isn't working. Russ, this isn't working. I'm like, shut up, man. Keep grinding. More presentations. Do it harder. Like, the harder it was for him, the harder I told him to work. And he did. Was it hard?
Yes.
Was it worth it?
Yes, absolutely.
Look, man, some of you guys are going to be millionaires. Some of you guys just want to be millionaires, but you're not going to be millionaires. And I feel bad for you guys. I'm telling you right now, if you don't become a millionaire in the next 2 years, it is only your own fault. I promise you. Look, everybody sees Rashaimi goes, Rashaimi. Look, Rashaimi, he was a captain in the military. You guys all know that, right? You guys know the most money Rashaimi ever made in a year was like 40,000 ringgit in a year, ever, in his whole life, before Bitclub Network. And now he's ended up making more than 2-3 million ringgit in a month. Ooh. And that's small money compared to Sadik.
Yeah.
That's the kind of changes. I mean, nobody handed it to him. He was doing 10, 15, 20 presentations every day, grind, call new people, do more ads, just go. Russ, it's hard, it's not working. Don't stop, keep going. Okay, go. Russ, my people don't speak English, they can't watch your webinar. Do your own webinar. I've never done a webinar. Learn. Practice by yourself. Do videos. Not good enough. Do it again. Not good enough. Watch mine some more. Watch Sadik some more. Do some more. Not good enough. Finally, all right, I'm going to have people watch it. Starts doing his own presentations. You work your way up. Look, if I want to be a dentist, I could be a dentist. Could I be a dentist and start drilling on people's teeth in one day? I got a lot to learn, right? But people think they can join network marketing and all of a sudden be a millionaire the next day. There's a lot to learn, a lot of work to do. It is not going to be easy. You are not going to go from being an accountant, pencil pusher, office worker, waitress, school teacher, paramedic. You're not going to, construction worker. I was a construction worker, by the way. I was an electrician. I used to install, all these lights and plugs. That's what I did. I was an electrician. I'm a high school dropout. If a high school dropout electrician raised by a single mom did not have it easy, if I can do this, literally anybody can do this. He was in the Malaysian military for 15 years, running around the jungle naked. Literally, I'm not joking. We're not some crazy, highly educated, everything laid out for us. That's not what happened. We made a decision, had a dream, and we went for it and grinded, and anybody who doubted us could get out of the way. And we just kept going. And it's not going to stop. Now with Bitclub, I feel like we've been going for so long, and it's like, by the way, I have never had a job or been in a network marketing company for this long, ever. This is the longest I've ever done one thing for my entire life. Ever. So part of me is like, all right, I just want to be done. And then the other part of me, I see these different things that we have in this giant network, and I see more opportunities. So with CoinPay, that has been in the process for a long time, and now it's really close. And I'm not kidding you when I say that could literally make Bitclub Network the next Visa or MasterCard. We could really be that big. So all the different cryptocurrency payment processors that are out there, they look nice, they've raised a bunch of money. None of them have 5, 6, 700,000 person army to go sign up businesses from 100 different countries. None of them can compete with us. So all the ones that are like, wow, look how big they are, they are going to look like absolutely nothing when we get started with CoinPay. And if you guys have been signing people up, our invoicing system is CoinPay. It works flawlessly. It just needs to be made simple so you can walk into a business, explain to them what cryptocurrency is, explain to them how easy it is to use. When they sign up for it, make it easy for them to implement it into their business. If they have 1 store, 10 stores, if they have a taxi company with 1,000 taxis, there's a lot of different types of businesses, so we have to make it where everybody can tie into it and make it very simple. And we need to do it in lots of different languages. So that's all the stuff that's being put into place right now so that we can launch this here in the next couple of months. And when that happens, I think we're going to get some huge responses. There's already multiple billion-dollar-a-year companies that are waiting to start using this. We have multiple billionaires that have the craziest contacts that are just like, please hurry, I have so many people. And so I think CoinPay is going to help in that, making everybody start using cryptocurrencies. Because if businesses have a simple way of accepting cryptocurrencies and basically getting rid of the high fees and rolling reserves, look, the fees aren't even the big deal. A lot of businesses, credit card companies hold 10, 20, even 30% of their money for 6 months. How can you run a business if credit card companies holding 20, 30% of your money? So if they can now tie into CoinPay and accept cryptocurrencies, and then also have a solution for turning it into fiat, whatever country they live in, and we make that simple, we might start seeing some of our businesses using CoinPay going, you know what, we're not going to take Visa and MasterCard anymore. We're only going to take this. And now people will either have to use cryptocurrency or go shop somewhere else. And when you have businesses where people are like, no, I want to shop here, they have a product I want, their price is 20% cheaper than the other places I can get that product, and we start forcing people, that's when we're going to get the mass adoption. So there are some people in Bitclub, that are monsters and mega monsters that have thousands, tens of thousands of people in their downline, are all of a sudden going to be making huge money, $20, $30, $50, $100,000 a month, just from CoinPay. It's not just going to be from new people signing up for the mining. A lot of you guys have seen some of the gold cards some of the guys have. For those of you who haven't seen them. And by the way, this is just the design I came up with, and then most of the guys copied it, added a little bit to it. But it's all gold with diamonds, rubies, and sapphires on it. But it's not just the card, it's the service attached to it that's actually the big deal. The service is $5,000 a year that we pay for. In the first 4 months of using this service, I personally have saved over $50,000. So we paid $28,000 for the gold card, $5,000 a year for the service. First 4 months, I saved over 50. In your first 4 months, how much have you saved, Rashami?
More than 10, more than 8 something.
So more than 8,000 he saved. Sonic, have you used the service very much?
Yes.
How much have you saved? More than 10,000. So the BC Club, the service that we have talked about that we're getting ready to launch, that's a whole concierge service, bank account. There's so much you can do with it. It's $3,500, and it's basically the exact same. There's even more to it than what we get with our service that we pay $5,000 a year for, and this is $3,500. And then there's going to be a yearly fee. I just don't know what it is. Probably like $700 or $1,000. I don't know what it is yet. But if you guys are getting, nice hotel rooms in nice hotels, flying business class, going to different resorts, doing family trips, it's easy to save huge money. One of my friends, Joe, he was actually flying from California to Dubai. The plane ticket he found online was from Emirates for $11,400. They got him a ticket for $4,400. So $7,000 on one ticket. I was flying at the same time to Dubai from Spain. I looked up first class on Emirates. It was $5,000, and they got it for me for $3,000. So $2,000 on one ticket. It's not just the money that we save, but I used to sit for hours booking my own plane tickets, own hotels. I don't have a personal assistant do that for me. Now, literally, I just go on and say, I'm looking for this. They come back with the options. I say, book it. They take the money from my account. Done. And you can fund your account with wire transfers or any type of cryptocurrency you take. And you can fund your account immediately. And it's a London bank account. So if you need to sell cryptocurrency over there, then you end up doing, wire transfer here. It's kind of not in this system. So it's going to save people a lot of money on taxes also. That is going to be huge. Now I know we're going to have thousands of people sign up for it immediately when I launch it, when we launch it. But after testimonials start rolling in, because we're going to have tons and tons and tons of people that will save more than $3,500 the first time they use the service. When those testimonials start coming out, I think the sales are going to be crazy. Because everybody I know that has this is more than happy with it. And we paid $28,000, but we got a gold card. So $3,500, it's a better deal than you guys imagine. And there's an app, and there's even 24-hour live support. And you can ask for 24 things a month. I think it's 24 things a month. So if you have an important meeting tomorrow, you can type on there, I need a wake-up call at 7:30 a.m. and they'll call you and wake you up, same as a hotel room. If it's, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm really hungry, I would like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. No problem, we're on our way. Like, anything you want, they do for you. 24-hour live support on the phone app. So that's going to be amazing when people start using this and go, I asked for this and they actually delivered it. I asked for this, they actually delivered it. Did you get something special one time? Was it you or somebody else told me?
Me also, I think.
What was the special thing? There was something special, I forget what it was.
Send flowers?
Flowers also, like you can say, hey, send flowers over here. Like they do anything to to get stuff done for you. So it's a whole concierge service where they're there to help you and assist you. So that's going to be really fun because I absolutely love the service. I just actually used it last night, texted, I said, hey, I need plane tickets, and literally, here's the options. I said, great. I looked it up on Cheapo Air, said, here's the price I saw. They beat the price, like literally that fast. Any price I ever give them, they always beat the price. Most times they beat it by 20, 30, 40%. So you guys are gonna like that. And the cool thing is, it pays the exact same as a founder position. So there's gonna be some people that sell that even more than the mine did because it's such a great deal. The only thing is there's no, daily payouts or repurchases or anything that way. It's just a straight service product. So no residuals, but we're going to get a ton of people using that. I'm not sure about that. All right, let's see. What else? Hopefully we'll get the phone soon also. Still waiting for that to be done. Siren Labs, who did like I forget how big their IPO was, but their IPO or ICO was giant. And so they make a $20,000 cell phone that's gold and carbon fiber. I actually have one of those. They're coming out with a $1,000 phone that has basically all the same features, and then on the back of the phone you can lift up like the back section, and then it raises up. Once you do that, it cuts out all communication from the outside, and now you have hardware wallets that hold Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Dash, Monero, and Clubcoin will be on there. You can buy the phone from them, I believe, for $1,000. We're going to have it for the same price that they sell it for, but we are giving a kickback of between $150 and $200. We haven't finalized that yet, and all of that will get paid through the company for commissions to everybody. So you can sell the phones the same as they sell them for, but you'll get commissions where if anybody buys through them, there's no commissions over there. Yeah, and again, Clubcoin is going to be attached to every phone they sell, not just to the phones that we sell at Bitclub, but every phone they sell is going to have Clubcoin in the hardware wallet. So, and then also we're working on an app, and every phone they ever sell will also have our app on the phone, not just the ones for our members, but everyone, everywhere in the world that ever buys that phone. So a lot of great things happening. And I don't know, what else do you want me to cover? Sadi or Shane? Yeah.
About the private jet.
That's private. Yeah.
Mr. Russ,
Yeah.
I want to ask about the phone.
Hmm?
So do they adopt the new algorithm, which is the Ethereum blockchain? Yes,
What do you mean?
with the phone, using Clubcoin.
Right.
So the new.
Okay, so it's a hardware wallet. So, and I haven't used the hardware wallet on there, so I don't exactly know how it works on the phone yet. I just know the phone has a feature where it has hardware wallets already built into the phone, and Clubcoin will be on there on that hardware wallet, but how it works exactly, I do not know yet.
You have the phone with you?
No, I don't. It's back at the hotel.
That's very powerful.
Yeah. I'll show it to you later. Yeah. So, any other questions?
Now they can start asking, okay? Please.
Semua soalan yang buat tanya bos saya itu sekarang.
Tanya-tanya dia dah dapat bonus dia.
Yeah.
When we market the coin pay,
Mm-hmm.
when we get a merchant who use the coin pay, do you charge the merchant?
1%.
1% only.
1%. And then on the last news, it had the comp plan for it. So from that 1%, half of it is paid out. So a portion goes to the person that signed up the business and upline, and then upline
So you have some residual income
Yeah,
in there.
absolutely. So, I mean, if somebody ends up signing up a business that does a lot of sales with it, you can make a lot of money from that residual. Yeah. So, but 1%, it's a whole lot cheaper than, Visa and MasterCard charging. People say Visa and MasterCard is 2-3%. Look, I've had merchant accounts where they were charging me 7, 8, 9, 10%. Most people are not paying 2 or 3. They're paying more like 7, 8, 9%. It's crazy. Yeah. So 1% is going to be huge for businesses. They're going to want, in fact, especially when they start seeing how fast they get their money and how cheap it is to get their money. Because if you're using Visa and MasterCard and you're getting these huge fees, and then it takes you 2, 3, 4 days to get your money, plus if you have a rolling reserve or 20 or 30%, you do $100 transaction, and now they end up only putting $65 or $70 in your bank account. That crushes businesses. And now all of a sudden, when they do a $100 transaction, and the same day or next day, $99 is in their account, they're going to be like, how do I get away from Visa and MasterCard? Like, they're going to want people to use this. So,
What about ordinary people? Like, if I want to encourage a friend to use the CoinPay, what is?
thank you. What do you mean encourage your friend to use CoinPay?
Can ordinary people use CoinPay or only for merchant? I'm still blurred.
Not Bitclub members.
None.
It's for accepting payments, the same as somebody would take Visa or MasterCard.
So it's only merchants.
So yeah. So I mean, if your friend was accepting payments for whatever, now if somebody's a hairdresser and they're going around to people's houses and doing somebody's hair or doing their makeup, then yes, they could use CoinPay. Even if they don't accept Visa and MasterCard now, but they are accepting payments from people, yes, they could start using CoinPay.
So
to accept
it's
cryptocurrencies.
basically for merchants. We cannot use it for payment for our own purchases.
No, CoinPay is not.
It's a
No,
payment
because,
gateway.
okay, so
Payment
you
gateway.
don't need CoinPay to pay through CoinPay.
Okay.
So our invoicing system is CoinPay. When you guys pay, you use the exact same Bitcoin wallet, Ethereum wallet. You're using the exact same as you pay anywhere else. Just you're paying through CoinPay. You don't have to do anything special. So for your friends to use it, they don't have to do anything special. Yeah, it's just a normal Bitcoin transaction.
I think she's asking for the one-page share. Then they're going to use that to be of
How do we benefit from the share?
Well,
CoinPay
if
shares.
we end up selling CoinPay for, first of all, if we start, making $10, $20 million a month profit, that's going to be divided between all the shares. If we end up selling CoinPay for $5 billion, everybody gets paid. I mean, that's the whole point. Like you're literally part owner of CoinPay. Now, the same way, if you had invested in Microsoft early and had thousands of shares of Microsoft and they ended up going into dividends and then you could always sell your shares, same thing here. Like when we put it on the open market and then CoinPay has news of we unloaded 50,000 new businesses last month, people are going to go, whoa, like they're just crushing it right now. This thing's going to be huge. People are going to want to buy shares of CoinPay. So it's going to be almost like a stock in the sense of you literally own shares of the company. So that's the whole point of the CoinPay shares. Everybody's part owner is.
So we have established that CoinPay is the payment gateway that Bitclub will be using. So my question is, do the merchants that sign up with Bitclub can actually offer their services or products to non-Bitclub members?
Okay, Bitclub is completely different from CoinPay. Bitclub is the concierge service. That's concierge service. That has nothing to do with signing up a business. 0%. There is CoinPay, that's where you sign up businesses.
So what I mean is CP Marketplace.
Oh yeah, so the marketplace, that's when you sign up a business on CoinPay. Now they can advertise on the marketplace to our hundreds of thousands of members and get business from it.
So will it be limited to the members or it will be open to the public?
CP market.
CP market.
Oh, that's going to be more, that's a great question. It's probably going to be open to everybody. I don't think we could really hide it, and it's going to be kind of a separate website. So, yeah, I guess it will be available for everybody, but the main thing that it's for is promoting where you can get a discount with Clubcoin. But it will also show, where you can go to use Bitcoin and different cryptocurrencies, but it's really going to be showing and pushing where you can get a discount with Clubcoin. Yeah.
When will this card be launched? For
When will
people
what?
like us, when will this the card be launched?
What card?
The concierge.
The concierge
card,
service. Okay, so concierge service is not a card.
Oh, okay.
Not a card.
Okay, now I think I got it.
It's the same company that issues this card.
Okay.
Some countries will be able to get Visa or MasterCards attached to the bank account, but not all. So we're just saying some people, if they qualify, can get a card. We just don't know how many people. But and that should be launching very soon, next couple weeks. Like it's basically ready to go. With the bank account, you can sell cryptocurrencies. It's in your bank account, London bank account. You can then transfer money to your bank account here. Or if you want to buy stuff online, like let's say you find a laptop at a really good price, you let them know, they go purchase it for you and have it sent to you. And they might even be able to save you some money over the website you found it on. So you can still use your money to buy stuff online. They'll just do it for you. Again, that 24-hour app. Hey, I just found this on this website. I want this purchased for me. Here's my address. And they take care of it for you and do everything for you. So no card, but you can still use the money or have it transferred. Some people will get cards, but I don't want anybody to expect it because we don't know how much, like, I have a card, he has a card, but for this big service, I just don't know how many cards exactly will get issued to what countries. Because some countries it's easier, some countries it's harder.
Hello, good afternoon to all of you. So actually I'm very new, it's very new, very fishy actually. I just would like to know your opinion on 20, 30 years from now, down the road. What will going to happen to the major currencies such as US dollar and pound sterling?
I don't know, because governments at the moment are very super powerful. And the number one thing for governments is money. Taxes, printing money. But let's just look at history. You look about the same age as me, maybe a little bit younger than me.
I'm 52.
You're a little bit younger than me. I'm 47. But we remember the days when in our car we had a map book. All you guys who are older, you used to have map books, right? How many people use a map book today? Okay, one guy. But basically nobody uses map books anymore. We all use the internet. For us that were older, how many people used to call travel agents all the time? They would call you back, tell you that you wouldn't look up online or get it sent. We use travel agents to book hotels and plane tickets. Now nobody uses a standalone travel agent for hotels and plane tickets. Maybe if you're going to go set up a group trip or a family vacation, go to 10 different destinations, you'll go use a travel agency because they'll do all the legwork for you. But we use the internet today. So think about all the things that you used to do without using the internet, and now with the internet, you do completely different. And if you even thought about going back to the old way, you'd be like, no, that's too complicated, that's too hard. You remember when you could only get phone calls at home? You'd be like, this girl might call me, I have to stay home. Like literally. And then answering machines happened. Like you could see if you missed a call, or you could get a message on an answering machine. Then they got pagers. So just think about how our communication, how our lives have changed over the past 20, 30 years with the internet. Bitcoin does for money what the internet did for all these different things. So I don't know what the future holds as far as fiat currencies. All I know is technologies always change and change drastically. So the possibility of money as the world knows it today over the next 20, 30 years could be drastically different. I remember when the first ATMs came out. I was young, like 17, 18 years old, where I have an ATM card for my bank and I could only go to that one. I'd have to drive, 15, 20 minutes to go and get cash. And it was funny because I was a stupid young kid, so I'd go deposit, $100 in my bank account, and then later I got no money, and I would go there and be like, I don't want to make multiple trips, I'll just take the whole 100 out. Life is different now. Don't have to drive 20 minutes just to get some money from the bank. Anything. So I think we can see a drastic change over the next 20, 30 years. How drastically? I don't know. But how drastically have our life changed in the past 20, 30 years from when we were a lot younger?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hi Russ, good afternoon.
Hello.
Alright. Russ, I would like to know regarding the support which they have mentioned in the previous update. They're going to give under YouTube, in Facebook.
Yeah.
So what are the updates? Instead of waiting for 1 month or 2 months to see in back office, so we get the live updates in YouTube, in Facebook.
I know they said Facebook and Twitter. They said YouTube also?
I think they said YouTube. There's a channel for Bitclub.
Well, so here's the thing, is that they have this whole schedule laid out of things for social media, of not just updates, but kind of trainings on the world of cryptocurrencies.
That's why.
Yeah, to educate people. So they're working on all these different trainings and articles where just all the time they're just going to be going up. And there's a couple people that are going to be managing that. I'm not one of them. And so, yeah, that's actually been in the works for a little while, and that's just getting launched right now. But then if we get a lot of people on there, well, we will have a lot of people on there. If there's like some kind of emergency thing, like whatever, our database just crashed, if you're having a problem loading, just be patient, we're working on getting it fixed, or whatever the situation is. A few weeks ago, actually at the beginning of the month, to give you an idea how our system is overwhelmed. So I'm kind of the one who kind of designed the comp plan and how the whole thing flows. And so I thought it'd be really cool to have, all these repurchases and partial shares and all of that. But for those of you who've been in it for 3 or 4 years, how many partial shares do you have? A lot.
A lot.
Now think about, we have 1.3, 1.4 million positions that have a pool or multiple pools on that position, and it is running for all of them. So the beginning of this month, they started running repurchases, and it took more than 2 weeks to run the repurchases. Then it took another week and a half to run the infinity bonuses and level up commission for all the repurchases. our system is so overloaded like that. It's insane. We call for data storage, and when we start explaining to them what we need, they're like, you have no idea what you're talking about. We're like, what do you mean we have no idea what we're talking about? Like, you're talking about Google type stuff. We're like, yeah, we know. Like, it's most companies that deal with the type of data that we deal with literally make their own servers. Like, become a manufacturing company of their own servers. Google does not buy servers. YouTube does not buy servers from Dell or IBM or Microsoft. They make their own. We should be making our own for that size. I mean, that's awesome. Well, no, it's bad because we have so much data. So, like the beginning of the month, people were like, Russ, the website's not working, the website's crashing. It was actually because of running the repurchases that the website crashed. Our whole database crashed because of running it. So, a lot of things that we deal with is literally a victim of our success.
Next week?
Huh?
Next week?
What? The next repurchases? Yeah, we plan on running them once a month. Again, I'm not a programmer. I'm telling you what I'm told. So if they don't run for 3 months, don't blame me. I'm telling you. But they're supposed to be run once a month. Yeah.
I love you.
Okay, I do not get any repurchases or my rank bonus, the builder's bonus, pro builder's
Infinity.
bonus. Nothing.
Not possible.
Now it's possible. So I look forward to it, right? Is that what you mean? Because the system was not doing so well.
What?
No, is that what? Because I didn't get any repurchases. All my whole network. Some yes, some don't. You know the old. So
Not possible.
I wrote to support. Anyway, maybe I should speak to you personally. I don't want to.
Speak to Rashai.
We need to check. Tak apa.
Rashai will help. It's not going to help. They can send it to me. But I promise you, if I look at it, okay, if it's set to 0%, then
No. Everything is 50, 40, 30. My own account.
Are you a gambler? Because I'm a gambler, and I'm willing to bet.
Okay. I am not a gambler. I'm not a gambler,
So there's no possible way for our system to work for hundreds of thousands of people and not work for 12 people. I have many people that say these things to me, and then I go look and I'm like, no, it's right here. And they're like, oh, okay, I didn't see it
I
before.
only get from my pool one to two.
Okay, we check that. Okay.
And then the other thing, just a small request.
Yes.
People like me who are not so computer savvy.
Yeah.
Your transfer features
Yes.
that used to be in Bitcoin,
Yes.
can you please put it back? Because Bitcoin do not have any transfer features.
Eventually, we're going to. You got to understand. So her question was transferring Bitcoin from one position to another position.
Yes.
Can we put that back?
Yes, please.
So many people have gone, my Bitcoin's gone. I did not transfer it. They were hacked, but if they tried to do a withdrawal, our system would flag it because it's going to a different wallet address from a different IP address, and our system would flag it. So instead, they would transfer it and then do a withdrawal. So we had so many people lose their Bitcoin because of the transfer feature. What we're now going to be doing is on all transfers, all pay it forwards, on everything, everyone's going to have to use two-factor. There's not going to be an option anymore. Once we have two-factor on everything, yes, that will be going back up, yes.
Thank you.
It's just that we've had such a problem. I mean, we've lost so much money because hackers have gotten really, really smart and learning our system of seeing that, oh, if I hack somebody and withdraw their money, they catch me, and I don't get the money. So now what's ended up happening, people pay it forward, so they'll buy a spot somewhere in a downline, hack in with people, pay it forward, and put in spots below them over here. The commissions get paid out. Then these people over here go, I didn't pay it forward for anybody. I was hacked. So then we cancel those shares, but the commissions were already paid out. So now you guys aren't losing from getting hacked. We're losing from you getting hacked. That's not fair. If you knew how much money we lost, millions. Not because we did anything wrong, because Bitclub Network members did stuff wrong. That's what we've been like warning people last thing about phishing sites. Hey, this is Bitclub Network, give us your password. Okay. And then their Bitcoin's gone, and then, hey, someone took my Bitcoin. Okay, we'll cancel the share. Oh, all the money's gone already. They already withdrew it. Yeah, so that's happening a lot. So, yeah, we're trying to show up that, like, hackers are smart, man. It's like you stop them this way, they come this way. You stop them that way, they come this way. You stop them, like, it's always and forever changing. Luckily, since we've started, we've kind of managed everything very, very good. So, even though that's cost us a lot of money, we're still fine, no problems. All right, any other questions? Yes.
Hello, Russ.
Hello.
My question is, when Bitcoin started, it was never meant to be speculative, and it has become speculative.
So why do you say that?
I say that because it was meant to be used as a currency, or meant to be used instead of a currency, and it was meant to be, people are meant to buy into the idea of using Bitcoins instead of fiat currencies, as we did with credit cards.
Right, so the whole idea of Bitcoin is to make it where there can't be chargebacks with Visa and MasterCard, where it's a push system instead of a pull system. It's also meant to kind of divert around governments where we're not trapped in the fiat currency world. We can have our own system that kind of acts like digital gold, because there's a limited supply. It's not an ongoing, growing supply of money. Eventually it caps out. But if you look at all currencies, all assets, all commodities, everything is speculative. The very first transaction was pizza. 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 Papa John's pizzas. That's a speculation. We went from 0 to $25 for 10,000 Bitcoin. Then people started offering more money. We went to 10 cents and more. So it's all about supply and demand, the exact same as gold, the exact same as silver. The Forex trading market is $5 trillion a day, people speculating on different currencies. So I disagree with that. Bitcoin was made to where it would not be speculative. It was meant to be an asset that is free from government control. It's still going to be speculative.
I get that. So that comes to my second question. There is only 21 million Bitcoins, out of which 79 circulation, out of which you can't account for 4 over million.
Right.
And I know that it kind of like breaks down to the tiniest Satoshi.
Yep.
But can the ordinary person, there are 7 billion people in the world. So I'm not saying that every person is going to be able to use it, but let's just say the majority of people use it. How are we going to have enough without it?
I love this question.
No, but
that's why we're going to be billionaires.
I know, that's true, but realistically we want it to be in place, something that everybody uses, like we do credit cards today, which we
And it will be. And it will be.
But how can everybody who's using it afford it? If we are going to be billionaires and multimillionaires and multi-billionaires, how is the ordinary person going to use it?
Because you will be able to buy 0.0000001 Bitcoin. If Bitcoin was $1 million, then it would cost you $1 for 0.00001 Bitcoin. You can buy $1 worth of Bitcoin.
But what am I going to buy with $1 worth of Bitcoin?
Something that costs $1.
I know, but then what happens to when I want to buy that?
Okay, when you go through a toll booth, how much do you pay to go through the toll booth?
2, 3, 4.
Depending.
Right? So if Bitcoin was $1 million, you would pay 0.0013 Bitcoin, and I can go through the toll gate. If you want to buy a house, it's going to take a little bit more Bitcoin. That's the whole point of if a business says, I'm only going to accept Bitcoin, nothing else. But we have 1 million people that go, I want to use that Bitcoin. I have to go get Bitcoin now. That's what pushes the price up, because people are like, I don't want to sell my Bitcoin, so they have to offer more, they have to offer more, they have to offer more, to where people go, yes, I'll sell you my Bitcoin for that much. Now they have the Bitcoin to go and pay for that product or service. That's why Bitcoin's going to go to 1 million, 2 million, and 5 million, because of supply and demand. So there's not enough Bitcoin in the world for every millionaire to own one.
Yes.
It is going to be a fight 10 years from now to own one Bitcoin. That's real. Just nobody knows it yet. So that's a perfect question as far as why is this going to do this? Because again, 25 years ago, nobody using the internet. Today, everybody using the internet. Today, less than 1% using Bitcoin. 10 years from now, 90% using Bitcoin. 20 years from now, 100% using Bitcoin. There's going to be so many businesses no longer take Visa, MasterCard, no longer take cash. Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Club Coin only.
Okay, I'm happy to hear that. I hope it happens.
Me too.
Before 30 years.
I hope it happens.
I'm running out of time.
Me too. I hope it happens in the next like 10 to 20 years.
People like me probably have done.
Yes.
Yeah, afternoon. Yeah, I have two questions.
Good.
How often you will come after this?
That's a good question. So, maybe a lot, but maybe you won't know.
My second question. Okay. Lately, I was discussing with one of my colleagues, a university graduate. Literally, the education of Bitcoin is not there. They think all the cryptocurrencies are Bitcoins, number one.
They think all the cryptocurrencies are Bitcoin? Yeah.
Because that's what he told me.
Right.
There are a lot of Bitcoins. Which Bitcoins are you talking about? I mean, if you're talking to a layman, if you're talking to a guy who has never seen education or school, type of food, okay, then I understand. But that guys, when I meet, they are more aware of Bitcoins. But if I see in Malaysia and Indonesia, the problem is nobody knows what the hell is Bitcoin.
Isn't that awesome?
Okay, that's good. Good
It's a
news.
huge opportunity for us.
Yeah. The question is, how long will Bitcoins, our Bitclub, will sustain? That's it.
Well, when we started, more than 4 years ago, people said we'd be gone in a year. And then after we were gone for a year, people were like, they'll be gone next year. Then we were here for 2 years, they'll be gone next year. Then we were here 3 years, they'll be gone next year. Then 4 years, they'll be gone really soon. Now we're launching new stuff, setting up partnerships with giant companies, working on some of the biggest things I can't even talk about in the background. And people think, oh, we'll be gone soon. I don't know how long we'll be here. I want to be retired, and I can't figure out how this thing can ever end, which is really frustrating. So it's one of those things where probably it's going to be here for a lot longer than I even want it to be. Yeah, I mean, I try to think like, how can we sell Bitclub in the next year or two? And like, this isn't a thing you can really sell. It's a thing that just keeps going and evolving and getting bigger and better and bigger and better. We have great teams in place now, great lawyers in place. So yeah, I have no idea when this thing's gonna end. But I just want to go scuba diving and play golf. Whenever I go, come on, Russ, just come talk to a couple people. So yeah, we'll be here for a long time. How are you? Congratulations. Just got married.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Russ. And this is my dream, and see you in Malaysia in these 2 years.
Dream come true.
So the real life come true, and my dream also came true because of Bitclub Network. I'm just spending 3 Bitcoin to my 70,000 ringgit Malaysia for all my married function. That's last Sunday, and this Sunday is my dinner.
Wow.
Another 3 days. Russ is here. You can also join with us.
That might be, but when do we leave?
Sunday.
Saturday.
We leave Saturday.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Alright. So, my best question for Bitclub members actually. So, I think 2 eyes because in Bitclub, one is mining, one is network, right? Okay, the network is still going on, but the mining, highs come very poor. So, we cannot.
Okay, when you started 3.5 years ago, when people started getting their mining earnings, did people tell you, oh my God, this is so much? Or they go, this isn't very much? Which did they say?
Yes, correct.
It's the same thing! No difference!
But sometimes the children get more food and we make less food, so they must ask, So we cannot do the question again, hey, last time you eat little bit, cannot say like that. Because people asking, because network people are asking for like this. So we have to answer for this one.
Okay,
so how the mining in Bitclub can be changed?
I don't know. I never look at the mining earnings, by the way. Asadik, your founder position from when you started, how many Bitcoin has it made since the beginning? Since the beginning. Like 18 Bitcoin? 20 Bitcoin? 18 or 20 Bitcoin. Okay.
Mining.
So we paid $3,500. How much is 20 Bitcoin worth now? $120-something thousand? So when people start asking about mining earnings, write this down. I don't know. All I know is when Sonic joined 4 years ago, he paid $3,500 and he's made about 20 Bitcoin. That's 120,000. Do you think he was making $100 a day from mining when we joined? No. It didn't work that way. It looked like it was nothing. So, Sonic, let's say we went back in time and I told you in your career in Bitclub Network, all you were going to make was 20 Bitcoin. Would you be happy? No, you'd kill yourself. There's nobody getting rich from a mining contract. There are people that make money from a mining contract. Nobody gets rich from a mining contract. That's not completely true. In the beginning, when Bitclub first started, we had a guy buy 650 founder positions.
600.
Right. He's made millions and millions and millions. But he was a millionaire already when he joined Bitclub Network. But he ended up making millions and millions from mining only. You missed when I was talking about this earlier, actually. So the guy who's invested in Indonesia $20 million into copper mining, and how much do you think he makes back every year from his copper mining? How much do you think? Take a guess. He makes nothing. He actually has to put more money in every year. He's never gotten anything out. He saw this, he's like, you mean I actually get to make a little bit of money? So he's signing up with a mega monster position. Now the people that are complaining, are these people signing up for $500 or $50,000? $500. It's a very simple answer. Sounds like this opportunity is not for you. How many times you ever heard me say, you probably shouldn't join? 100 times. You know how many of those people join? 100%. You know how many of those people are happy they joined? 100%. We have people that have made thousands, do the math on that, thousands of Bitcoin in Bitclub Network. Did they make that money from mining or going to work?
Work.
I don't look at mining earnings. That's not where the money is. I used to sell nutritional products. People would call me about the products. You know what my answer was? And this was on the phone. I'm smoking a cigarette and drinking a Mountain Dew right now. I don't take these products. They're like, you sell the products, but you don't take the products? No, I do not take the products. I'm here to make money. This is my business. My favorite pizza delivery is Papa John's. I don't sell Papa John's. I like eating Papa John's. The products I sold in the past, I didn't like taking, I like selling. The things you like in your life, enjoy them. But if you want to find something to get rich, it's about the mass appeal. There were millions of people that wanted the products. I knew that. I just wasn't one of them. In this, I'm happy with the mining. Everybody that joined 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2.5 years, everybody's happy with the mining. None of us that are all multimillionaires, the hundreds of us that are millionaires now, none of us did that for mining contracts only, from going to work. If a guy buys a mining contract in your downline, one mining contract, and never signs up another person, how much money do you make? Nothing. You get paid to help that guy bring in hundreds of people. So if you have a guy that's like, you know, I was doing the calculation, get out, wrong guy. Wrong guy. I had a guy 17, 18 years ago call me up and goes, is this Russ? I said, yeah, I'm Russ. And he goes, I'm in your downline. I'm like, okay, this is a nutritional company. And I was like, who are you under? He's like, so-and-so. I'm like, who's he under? So-and-so. Who's he under? So-and-so. Who's he under? So-and-so. Who's he under? So-and-so. And he finally said a name that I recognized from like 9 levels below me. So this guy was way, 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 way below me. Never make any money off this guy. And he was like, look, man, I need your help. I said, sure, what can I do for you? He goes, you have thousands and thousands and thousands of people in your downline. I said, yes. He goes, I know more about the products than you do. I said, guaranteed. He goes, I'm on all the doctor's calls. I take all the products. I've done all the research. He goes, these are the greatest products on the market. I'm like, I'm glad to hear that because I sell them every day. And he's like, but I've signed up like 50 customers and nobody signs up anybody in their downline. I'm like, really? Why? And he's like, that's what I need your help with. I'm like, how do you sign these people up? He goes, I give them samples, I teach them everything about the products, they love the products, so they start buying the products. I'm like, well, there you go, you sold the product. I've sold 0 products, 0 customer only on the product. I'm looking for people that want to be millionaires like myself. I'm looking for workers. I'm selling the dream. I'm a high school dropout electrician that now works for myself, and I wake up at noon every day. You know how great it is to talk to a lawyer and go, hey man, how you doing? And I'm like, look, it's 1 o'clock, I just got up an hour ago. They're like, you just got up an hour ago? Like, yeah man, I don't get up early in the morning, ever. I'm unemployable. I wake up when I want to wake up. And lawyers are like, oh my God, people do that? Yes. Some people wake up when they want to wake up. So I look for people that just want to build a downline. There'll be lots of people in the downline that are just looking for the single customers. We're not that guy. So if you find somebody that wants to just be a customer and penny pick, not worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it. I hope that answers your question. There's plenty of people that will see the opportunity instead of looking at, oh, how much is this going to pay me? You know, if I do this times 1,000, doesn't look like I'm going to make my money back. It's not like that, man. This thing compounds and grows. Like, it's not the way you're looking at it. Well, can you explain it to me? No, man, I'm not doing that. I'm looking for multimillionaires that want to be multimillionaires. I'm not trying to teach you how to double your money in 4 years. I'm looking for the guy that wants to go from no money to super rich in 4 years. If that's not you, I'll give you the number for somebody in the downline you can talk to, because I'm not your guy. I'm not your guy. I'm the guy that's looking for the guys that want to get in the van and travel 5-6 days in a row and take little 2-hour naps at rest stops at 3 in the morning and do meeting and pull over on the side of the road, meet Johan, multi-millionaire, side of the road in the afternoon, burning sun. What are we doing out here? We're meeting a leader. Here? This is where we're going to meet him. In the middle of, in the jungle. Yeah. He pulls up, we pull up, meeting. Now multi-millionaire. Like, if you think you're going to just go to work and make phone calls for a half an hour in the evening, wrong job, wrong business. Like, you can make a little bit extra money. We're looking for the grinders who want to be rich. Promise you, it's worth it.
That's why we strongly believe in the Bitclub Network. So I just put a question to some of the leaders want to know.
Right.
I was strong in the Bitclub Network.
Right, and anytime they ever bring up mining earnings again, play this video.
And also, for us, please, you can post any videos in our Bitclub back office. Every month, one video, newly happens, news. You can talk, you can give a motivation for the networkers. It's very important, you know. My suggestion.
I don't even know how to answer that.
Because when you come to Malaysia, so I'll feel like very happy, and my motivation is very my all situation is going up. Even though I'm in the honeymoon mood, when starting say yesterday, oh, I must see Mr. Russ. So try to do something.
I'm so happy to see you. So awesome. And I hate it. I have to literally go to the airport. Is it 4th? It's 4:30, right?
4:30.
Yes.
Okay, my name is Tilay. I'm just 2 months in our network.
What?
Okay, my airline is there.
Very
Mr.
good.
Kishore. Okay, my question is, how long this for networking business? There's any time frame for it, or open?
Well, the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and being able to get rich, I think, is a limited time window. This is not going to be like a Mary Kay Cosmetics or an Amway where we can be here 30, 40, 50 years from now. With Mary Kay, if you got into a good market and you were really smart and hardworking, you could still build a really good downline in a Mary Kay. There's still people joining Amway and Herbalife now, that are still able to build a downline, even though the company's been going for 30, 40, 50 years. With this, because we're dealing with cryptocurrencies, when the price of Bitcoin goes to 100 or 200 or 300,000 for a Bitcoin, and everybody's using it everywhere, or let's say 10-20% of the world is using it, at that point you kind of miss the real opportunity of being able to get rich. we were talking about that actually in the beginning, where when Bitcoin gets to 100 or 200,000, you only need 5 or 10 Bitcoins to be a millionaire. And I think over the next 3, 4, 5 years, we'll have 10,000 people in Bitclub that own 5 or 10 Bitcoin. So we'll create 10,000 millionaires. But from that point forward, when Bitcoin's 100 or 200,000, for somebody to join Bitclub brand new at that point, thinking they're now going to become, you know, a multi-millionaire, it's going to be so much harder. Because we went from Bitcoin being 200 to Bitcoin being over 6,000. That's a 30 times multiple. To go from 100,000 and get 30 times, it has to go to 3 million. Whole lot harder. So that's why I think this is a limited time opportunity. That's why when I used to do meetings, you weren't here 4 years ago, and in the meetings, I would show my phone and show the price at 200 and say, when Bitcoin's at 10,000, and I see that when I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna wish I worked harder right now when Bitcoin was 200. Same thing right now. Everybody thinks the price is so much higher for 200, and it is, but it's still really low compared to 100 or 200,000. You're still gonna get those giant 20 and 30 jumps, but to get another 20, 30 jump, so literally you're in a race, man. 3 years, you're lucky if you got 5 years of opportunity left.
Thank you very much.
Run fast.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, last question.
One question.
Yes.
Can you share with us how's the future of Blockcoin and what is your prediction?
I think Clubcoin is going to be giant because of tying it into the marketplace. We're also going to change it into an ERC20 token because then it makes it really easy to get on all of the exchanges, where having your own blockchain, it's just complicated. Everybody wants to charge you because all the ICOs that have their own blockchain, the owners kept so much of it. And so they're willing to pay the exchanges to get it onto the exchange so that they have a way to dump it. Where we didn't keep a bunch. We actually gave away more. We had to go buy off the open market to make sure we had enough to give away to everybody. Like, we literally gave all of it away. So we're not going to pay to be on exchanges, but ERC20 tokens, really easy to get on exchanges without having to pay. So that's going to help switching over, giving 1.6, because if we would have kept mining, it would have been 1.6 times more. We're also setting up a development team for marketing, and just a lot of different things to do with Blockcoin. So yeah, man, that's going to be big. I mean, I've been buying nonstop for the past 2.5 years. I'm always buying, and there's a lot of guys in here that have a lot of Blockcoin. Yes.
Okay, my question. Okay, for those who just joined today, and maybe people that already joined for 2 years but doing nothing.
Okay.
And now they decided to work really hard.
Smart.
Within 2 years from now, can they be a multi-millionaire?
If they're not a millionaire 2 years from now, it's their own fault.
Okay.
Anybody starting right now today who is contacting 10 to 20 new people every day, watch Rashami's webinar, come to this meeting. If you're doing that every day and you don't stop, there's no way you're not a millionaire in 2 years.
All right.
Your first year, okay, you guys gotta understand, Rashami came to me after he had 50 personally sponsored people and said, Russ, nobody is signing up anybody in the downline. I got 0 duplication. What do I do? I said, well, 5 out of 100, maybe 3 out of 100 will be good. You don't have 100 yet, so you haven't found those 3 or 5. Then he got 100 and he came to me and goes, Russ, I got 100 personally sponsored paid members now. Nobody's doing anything. I said, all right, your first batch of 100 was bad. Get another 100. He's like, I'm like, look, man, keep grinding. I'm not trying to hear it. I've been doing network marketing for over 20 years. I've sponsored thousands of people over my 20-year career. I used to have days where I would sponsor 5 and 10 new people personally every day. So people are like, Russ, I'm going to reach out and call 5 people a day. Really? Great. You'll be in my top 8,000 people. Wow, 5 phone calls in a day? Really? What do you do for the rest of your day? I used to have phone bills before there was flat rate long distance. I used to have phone bills of over $2,000 a month from calling. People go, Russ, I heard something about doing a 3-way phone call. Yeah, I do 50 to 100 a day. Like, I do 3 conference calls, 4 conference calls, 5 conference calls a day. Dude, I grinded for 20 years. I didn't sponsor 100 people in 20 years. I sponsored thousands of people. If you're brand new and you go, well, I sponsored 15, okay, that's great, but I'm just trying to be what's real. You know, people go, wow, I got a great guy, he sponsored 15 people. You want Rashini's results with sponsoring 15 people. How many personally sponsored people you got? How many?
Right now, 240.
240 personally sponsored people. Raise your hand if you have more. Oh, okay. So what you're telling me is the guy that sponsors the most makes the most, right? Yeah. Anybody in here making more than Rashini? You want to make more than Rashini? Yes or no? Yes. Sponsor more people than him. That's it. Do you think if you sponsor 240 people, you're not going to be a millionaire? Do you think you can sponsor 240 people calling 5 people a day? You're going to get nowhere. You need to call 20 people a day, 50 people a day. Oh, Russ, that's so hard. Next. You guys think I'm kidding. Yeah. Look, you want to be a millionaire or not? Yes or no? You want a Ford? You want a Porsche in your own showroom?